Welcome back to Dark Souls 2. We're going to make our way to Undead Purgatory in a second. I just want to show off this poison dagger I made. By this point you'll be aware that poison is extremely powerful in Dark Souls 2. I chose a dagger because it's fast, it hardly uses any stamina with each swing, and it has the insane critical modifier for a backstab or a riposte. And once you actually get the poison damage going, you really you don't need to worry about that enemy anymore. You can just make your way to the next enemy. I guess it depends how much health points the enemy has, but yeah. So last example, you're going to see the critical damage, 636 damage with a wee dagger, so it does work quite well. So we're in Huntsman's Copse, and we're going to make our way to Undead Purgatory. Before you get to Undead Purgatory, you've got a few enemies to take on. In one of the previous episodes, we met an enemy called the Torturer, and when you take out these captive undeads across this bridge, it triggers the Torturer to make a beeline for you. And these Torturers are kind of unrelenting, aggressive, fast, and their polearm does bleed damage, and if you block it does a lot of stamina damage. What you want to do is you want to bait them into doing their 3-hit combo, and then get behind them to do a backstab. You don't have to, there's other ways to take them on. That knee, it does a lot of damage if you, stamina damage if you block it. They don't have much poise, if any poise at all, and I remember the first time I came through this area, I ran round the corner, and you'll see the corner I'm talking about in a second, and started getting chased by about 4 Torturers, and it was quite an unnerving experience. But once you've been to Undead Purgatory New Game Plus, and you probably had to make your way there a couple of times, you get used to these Torturers and they become quite easy after a while. We picked up the Notched Whip there. It does bleed build up. There is actually a very powerful whip in this game called the Old Whip. We'll see it later on. So don't dash around this corner, otherwise all these Torturers will jump down from the columns they're sitting on and make a beeline for you. And that's the 3-hit combo you want to bait. Thankfully our Claymore's doing quite a lot of damage here. You can actually parry the pole. This one's actually a whip wielding Torturer. The whip guys are easy. But yeah, you can actually parry the ones with the polearms. It's extremely difficult, very rarely I've ever actually managed to achieve it. Not sure what the story is with Undead Purgatory in terms of the lore. I guess it'll have some connection to the undead hunts that were instigated by the Old Iron King. I was trying to parry him there, but yeah. The timing is very slim. You need to watch out. I've mentioned that knee. I was going to say I've forgotten I've mentioned it. They have a chance to drop the cracked red eye orbs, the Torturers, and I think they also have the chance to drop a whip as well. So we're coming up to the bridge that takes you to Undead Purgatory, and just be very careful. There's a couple of cracks in the bridge that you can fall through. This is one here, and the ropes at the side give you a false sense of security, but you'll just basically walk through them and clip through them. That was me trying my parry there. There's an enemy up here, Dark Spirit, Greatsword, Phantom, and he guards the way to the entrance to Undead Purgatory. You can actually parry that overhead smash Again, the timings are very difficult, and for some reason I find it extremely difficult to parry this guy. He's very aggressive, as you can see. You've got a tight space to fight him in. He has a lot of combo moves, and just when you think you've got yourself an opening, he's got some kind of like move up his sleeve. But if you can parry him, it's a very easy fight. The other one that you can parry is the roll. That's right. If you've got the roll, if you can get the timing correct in the roll, you'll parry him easily. I just wasn't having a good time with this guy, and as you can see, he flanked me there. You can also use the bridge to your advantage. If you're finding it difficult to take this guy on, what you can do is you can bait him onto the bridge, and sometimes he'll just fall, and other times you can use range weapons to take him out as he makes his way back up towards the entrance of Undead Purgatory. So I put on my gear to get ready for the actual Undead Purgatory fight, in anticipation of beating this guy. We're not going to have much time to talk about the preparation for Undead Purgatory fight because it's edited to go straight into it after I finish this fight, so I'm going to explain how to get prepared for it. You want anything that gives you high physical defence. You want something like the Stone Ring or the Ring of Giants to give you poise. Anything that gives you stamina regen is very useful in Undead Purgatory. So a Green Blossom. And also, the Ring of Steel Protection is helpful, and there's like two different parts to the fight in Undead Purgatory. For the second part of the fight, having something, I actually just want to say there, see if you go back and watch Red Phantom, you can see how good the tracking of the AI is in this game. Every move I made, he went left, right, you know, instant tracking. So we picked up a Sublime Bone Dust there. Yeah, so putting something like a poison resin on your bar can be helpful for the second part of the fight. And what you want to do is you want to get yourself into these recessed areas, because as the chariot makes its way around, I actually died the first time, that's why you're not seeing the introduction video. There was no point in showing you the death, because there's so many ways you can die in Undead Purgatory. So what you want to do is, that's another thing, to use a high stability shield. Something like the tower shield that you got from the old Dragon Slayer when you killed him. And stand in the recessed areas and hold it up, and the chariot will take care of these skeletons. I made a mistake here, I didn't get into the recessed area quickly enough, and I'm actually going to show you how to do this fight the hard way. What I should be doing here is taking out the... Well, what I should be doing after this section is taking out the Necromancer, just like we took out the Necromancer a wee bit a second ago. And instead I bring down the Portcullis, which causes the chariot to crash through it. And that was a mistake actually, because you want to kill the Necromancer first and then kill all the skeletons before having to fight the horse, the twin horses. And again, these horses have a crazy tracking, and they have this dark magic breath. So they're like Siamese horses actually, they're not twin horses, that's the wrong word. Watch out when you stand behind them as well, because they can buck and rear up. But like I say, they have crazy tracking, and dodging their attacks can be quite difficult actually. If you've got a poison resin at this point, you will do massive damage to them. It makes it a very easy fight. I'm not sure if any of the other resins work very well. I'd imagine Dart Resin probably doesn't. Charcoal might, Gold Pine, I'm not sure. You can also watch out for their Dark Breath, it does a lot of damage. Especially if you've got your shield down, like you can see there. And I'm kind of lucky in this fight, I don't fight very well against the chariot here. And I'm lucky it doesn't kill me. In New Game Plus, this fight is extremely difficult. And quite tedious actually. You can actually, there's an alternative way to take out the chariot, and that's to stand in the recessed areas and snipe it with a ranged weapon like a crossbow or your bow and arrow as it goes past. And eventually what happens is the chariot doesn't make the jump, and it's basically hanging onto the edge, and you can go up and knock it off the edge. Makes it a very easy fight. So there's a few items to pick up in the area, in this area. There was one skeleton left up here. Like I say, this was a kind of messy way to fight the executioner's chariot, but I succeeded anyway. So if you come back here, there's an item to pick up round at the back. Just 2 cracked red eye orbs. And we've actually got one of the most frightening and unnerving NPCs in this area. You can see him standing over there on the left. These statues are multiplayer portals. So if you join the Brotherhood of Blood, this is the area you come to if you want to join that covenant. And you give them tokens of spite or something to join the, you know, as you rank, make your way up in the covenant. So yeah, got a very unnerving NPC here. His name's Titchy Gren. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it, and it's not green, Titchy Green.
What is it? Oh, you trot long out. This place won't be any fun. Not for you.
He's a puppet, as you can see, just like the Belfry puppets.
Oh, you trot long out. This place won't be.
So thanks for watching.
Not for you.